Benny. Have you ever been to a MAGA rally? I cannot recommend them enough. You got to catch one. If you haven't, it's just political lightning in a bottle. You'll never see anything like it ever again on the political stage here in America. And I've been to hundreds based on the nature of this job. And there's one thing that is consistent no matter where they are. The loudest boo and the loudest cheer during the MAGA rally will be when Donald Trump calls out the fake news. He does it at every single rally. He points to the fake news and then he makes fun of them, and he does it in different ways, and the audience always howls. This time was absolutely no exception when President Trump announced something about the fake news.
NBC is no good. They're no good. ABC is no good. CBS is no good. And in fact, in honor of you, I just sued CBS today because of 60 Minutes.
Donald Trump announced that he would be suing news companies that report fake news about him. Now, Donald Trump, famously, in his first press conference after becoming a president-elect, called CNN fake news. No, you are fake news. And this, of course, stuck with CNN. Jim Acosta was eventually fired for being such fake news, and CNN's ratings have truly never recovered. But now Donald Trump is doing something far worse than just embarrassing the reporters. He's bankrupting them. George Stephanopoulos and ABC apologized to Trump, forced to pay $15 million to settle defamation suit. ABC News will pay $15 million as a charitable contribution to Trump's presidential foundation. Donald Trump should start the fake news wing in his presidential library and museum. Thanks. Like brought to you by ABC News. This is what they've funded. It really is a remarkable story here. ABC News completely settled. They knew they were in the wrong. They said that Donald Trump was a rapist, right? And convicted of rape. And then Stephanopoulos refused to apologize on air for it. And they got him sued. And now they're going bankrupt. Trump sues billions from media as he says there is bias against him. He is suing the New York Times, CBS, and others, President Trump, with an absolute freaking howitzer of lawsuits against the media organs who have lied about him. And now we get to the big one here. 60 Minutes, which is the longest standing, probably most respected, most snotty news program there is out there. So distinguished, such airs of importance, is getting slaughtered by Trump. Trump sues CBS over 60 Minutes interview with Harris. Legal experts call it frivolous and dangerous, but it's having real-world effects. This is a massive, massive problem. There are now executives resigning. The executive producer for 60 Minutes has quit in the wake of the Trump lawsuit. Now, what is this lawsuit over? It's over what they did with Kamala Harris in an interview right before the election, where 60 Minutes, instead of releasing the full Kamala Harris interview, decided to edit her answer into something she didn't say, which of course is totally unethical. Large broadcasters like 60 Minutes and NBC, CBS, they use the public airwaves as almost like a gift in order to operate inside of the public interest. And so this is a massive no-no, just to remind you of how egregious this was.
Kamala wasn't the only one having a rough...
Sorry, 3, 2, 1.
Hands on the raw footage of Kamala Harris's 60 Minutes interview. Last October, in the heat of the election, Harris, Hail Mary with CBS. But the network was caught deceptively editing this answer. Watch.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening. The Wall Street Journal said that that your administration has repeatedly been blindsided by Netanyahu. And in fact, he has rebuffed just about all of your administration's entreaties.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region. And we're not going to stop doing that. We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Trump sued CBS for $10 billion, and it looks like they might settle. But before that happens, the FCC released the full interview.
Oh, man. This is actually something that Kamala should sue for, how atrocious this interview was, and for exactly how embarrassing Kamala Harris is in it. This is something that wasn't aired.
You know that
Kamala Harris talking about mold.
High today, which is the one thing I am allergic to.
Yeah.
Okay. Pollen is down.
Mold is up.
Mold is up. You know, I know that as a matter of fact because I was watching CBS this morning.
There you go.
Now that I think about it.
We dodged a bullet, man.
One of the crew guys misgendered Madam Vice President.
Is that what you needed?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. 30 seconds of silence, please, for return.
Okay. Well, 60 Minutes is having a real one and throwing an absolute fit over this. So 60 Minutes is trying to get acquired with its parents' company by Paramount. Paramount is coming in over the top and saying you smug, elitist a-holes at 60 Minutes are going to destroy this deal because we need the Trump administration to approve the deal. Veteran 60 Minute correspondent Scott Peely broke rank live on TV on Sunday night, leveling a blistering accusation against his corporate masters in astonishing live on-air statement, freaking out and screaming over the show's executive producer being forced to resign. What began as a tribute quickly morphed into a prickly, extraordinary on-air condemnation of CBS and Paramount as he began whinging and whining. Oh, no. Oh, no. Rat eat rat. Let's listen.
CBS News nearly 40 years, 26 years at 60 Minutes. He covered the world, covered combat, the White House. His was a quest to open minds, not close them. If you've ever worked hard for a boss because you admired him, then you understand what we've enjoyed here. Bill resigned Tuesday. It was hard on him and hard on us, but he did it for us and you. Stories we pursued for 57 years are often controversial. Lately, the Israel-Gaza war and the Trump administration. Bill made sure they were accurate and fair. He was tough that way. But our parent company, Paramount, is trying to complete a merger. The Trump administration must approve it. Paramount began to supervise our content in new ways. None of our stories has been blocked, but Bill felt he lost the independence that honest journalism requires. No one here is happy about it, but in resigning, Bill proved one thing. He was the right person to lead 60 Minutes.
Shut up. Okay. We're so done with this as a culture. Like, nobody believes your airs and your pretentiousness and your smug, insufferable narcissism. Nobody believes that you're independent or truth tellers. You're literally being sued, and we have the tape of you editing Kamala Harris's absolute batshit answer here. All right? So anyway, 60 Minutes is being destroyed here, despite the sob story by Scott Peely. 60 Minutes producer Bill Owens was told to resign because he's who oversaw the editing of the Kamala Harris interview, and Donald Trump sued them into oblivion. $20 billion. Now they can't do a merger until they pay Trump. Love it. This is great. 60 Minutes lied about Kamala Harris. They lied about Joe Biden. No amount of reshaping the narrative will change that. Bill Owen was not dedicated to accuracy. They whined about the merger, and now they're trying to make up for it. Lack of ethics. 60 Minutes keep on crying. Garbage propaganda. Stop reporting news 60 years ago. 60 Minutes directly calls out parent company. Oh, man, how will this end? This is a very, very interesting time. How will they come up with billions of dollars? They don't have it. They have to settle. They don't want to go to, obviously, you can't go into arbitration here. You can't go into discovery. Donald Trump will get all of the documents from every reporter. 60 Minutes has been lying to the American people for over a decade. Why would I care about what happens to them? 60 Minutes edited an interview with Kamala Harris to make her look less stupid. That's corruption. It's not corrupt to sue the liars. 60 Minutes defenders in the New York Times are trying to pretend that their currying favor with Trump, when in reality it was simply appalled by their anti-Israel journalism. So everybody is dunking on 60 Minutes here. Wouldn't be surprised if Paramount didn't take a closer look at 60 Minutes after all the scandals that made them a giant liability to the whole organization. Our parent company, Paramount, is trying to complete a merger. The Trump administration must approve it. Not since Mike Wallace in the 1990s has, with the big tobacco investigation, has 60 Minutes went public about their journalistic independence from their parent company. Well, well, well. We'll see what happens with the lawsuit. It's going to be really fun to watch. And it's already creating an environment where all the rats are turning on each other, which is what you want in war. You want your enemies to fight. Don't ever interrupt your enemy when it's making a mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just very entertaining time to be alive. I can't believe Trump's winning these laws. I mean, he's winning these settlements because they're such liars. He's proving out that they are indeed fake news. And this just proves it all the more. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for real news. See ya.